Who is even gonna stop and read this thing? I mean, seriously, these screens are pointless. Hello everybody, it is I, Red Engine Bobby, and welcome to the Red Engine Review Show, the show where we hang out at the Red Engine Lounge and talk about whatever we please. Now when it comes to Easter cartoons, it seems that there's a good handful that comes to mind. There's VeggieTales and Easter Carol, and there's also Teen Titans Go and their creepy looking Easter Bunny. Ugh. However, one Easter cartoon hardly anyone talks about is the one who started it all, Peter Cottontail. I'm sure we've all heard of Peter Cottontail and how he saved April Valley from Irontail. Well, what if I told you that the well-known stop-motion story we all know from him has a sequel? Yeah, pretty surprising, eh? Originally released on DVD in 2005 by Classic Media and Sony Wonder, Here Comes Peter Cottontail the movie is a CGI sequel to the original Rankin Bass film we're all familiar with, starring the likes of Tom Kenny, Miranda Cosgrove, Molly Shannon, and Christopher Lloyd. Now, this isn't the only time a Rankin Bass film has gotten a CGI sequel, as Rudolph did 4 years prior in 2001 by Good Times, but how come Rudolph's sequel is talked about a bit more than Peter's? Well, that's what we're going to discover today, as we take a look into Here Comes Peter Cottontail, the movie. So the film starts off with an admittedly pretty colorful 2D intro. In some ways, this should be pretty promising, but we'll have to see. After the intro, we then get an appearance from Seymour S. Sassafras, who looks quite younger and different from when we last saw him. And I think that's a problem with the animation. While it looks good for a low-budget direct-to-DVD movie in 2005, the designs of the four returning characters, those being Peter, Antoine, Seymour, and Irontail, all look quite different from the first movie. I'm guessing this is because they wanted to show the time had passed between the two movies, or the modelers behind the movie didn't get any reference to the original stop-motion models during production. Which is strange, because we also have some stock footage from the first movie in the beginning. Yeah, honestly, I don't understand, and anyways, we need to get back to the movie. So, after introducing himself to the audience, Seymour gives us, and a bee, a brief recap of the first movie, and also a small introduction to Peter Cottontail Jr., our main character for the sequel. Then after the bee pops Seymour's balloons after getting pissed, Seymour falls to the ground and reintroduces us to April Valley.
Here we are, April Valley, where all the magic happens.
Then our film properly starts as we head into the factory, and I'll admit I really enjoy the design of this place. It's quite colorful. And then after a look into the factory, we are reintroduced to Peter Cottontail himself, who now has the job of working at the Valley's factory. In addition, we also see Antoine works alongside him, but now strangely he lacks his butterfly wings from the end of the first movie. Also, we get to meet a new character who is Peter's partner at his new job, known as Elroy. Now, Elroy is kind of the inspector around here, but is he going to be important to the plot in any way? Very doubtful, because we suddenly got a fire going on in the factory from the nougat.
Don't worry, everyone. It's just a figure of speech.
No fire! Ah!
After the fire, Peter gets mad and asks for a name, only to be disappointed when he realizes it was his son Junior who wasn't in the factory.
Don't make me say, sir, please. It'll only make you angry.
Oh no, it was Junior. Junior!
Then after that, we get an introduction to our main star Junior, as we see him trying out one of his inventions. After it fails, though, we have Peter and Junior talking for the first time, and Peter mentioning how trouble always seems to be going around with Junior by mentioning his many failed inventions. Then mentions the story of Irontail, but Junior tries telling his father that it was just history now, after Peter mentions he and Irontail were better enemies. Now, I'm guessing this is probably because Peter still feels guilty about nearly ruining Easter by sleeping in, despite the fact it wasn't really his fault. Then after that, we get a song number about how Junior just wishes for his dad to notice him for the good stuff he's trying to do, and how he's ready to be the chief Easter Bunny. Honestly, I'll admit this song is alright. After that, we cut to the human world, where after a girl and her mother talk about winter being over, we get introduced to our new antagonist of the movie, Jack Frost.
Jack Frost? Darling, please. Dear old Jack is so last century. The name's Jackie. Jackie Frost. Write it down.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jackie Frost. But seriously, why did they decide to have a Rule 63 Jack Frost for this movie instead of the normal one? Anyways, afterwards, our introduction to Jackie is finished, and we cut back to April Valley with Peter and his wife. Since his wife is never named, I'm guessing that this is just Donna from the first movie. And surprisingly, she's voiced by Tom Kenny's wife, Jill Talley. Also, did you know that Jill Talley voices Karen? So this could technically mean SpongeBob has been cooking plankton before they even met. Now, Donna mentions how Peter was also responsible for goofing off, sleeping in, and dreaming the day away. However, for some reason, they didn't have her mention his many fibs from the first movie. Yeah, remember his fibbing and how his ears sag down when he does? Apparently, whoever wrote this movie forgot. So after Donna suggests Peter should give Junior some real work, Peter decides to give his son the job of simply cleaning the clock of spring and nothing else. With Peter saying how it was created by apparently Father Time, some new character that's just randomly introduced, to change the seasons. Now, I guess having the sequel be focused on seasons makes sense considering the first movie was about the holidays. So after giving Junior the keys, Peter leaves, and meanwhile we see that Monzerier, Iron Tail's pet bat, has been hearing everything. Well, actually I'm not too sure if it's actually Monzerier, considering he looks more anthropomorphic than him. We then cut to the land of winter, where Jackie Frost lives in her kingdom with her penguin guards. Wow, they really trying to be Adventure Time here. Wait, actually this predates Adventure Time. So... anyways, we cut to another song number, which honestly doesn't feel like something you would hear in a movie like this. After the song, however, is when we get reintroduced to the one and only Iron Tail, who promises to help Jackie Frost get rid of spring if it means he can get rid of Easter to get revenge on Peter. Meanwhile, in April Valley, however, we see that Junior is still at work with his invention. Yeah, I don't get what you wanted to accomplish by making him do this job, Peter. Now, while Junior is doing his inventing, Iron Tail and Jackie Frost are suddenly in the valley and begin their plan. However, it looks like they were too dumb to crouch down, and Junior immediately sees them but doesn't recognize Iron Tail. Now, look, Junior, I get you had a fluffy tail in disguise, but are you telling me your father didn't show you any pictures of Iron Tail? Oh, come on. That's just pathetic. Now, while Jackie and her penguins are stealing the spring, Junior shows Iron Tail his invention. But then once Junior's friends tell him the calendar day ceremony is about to happen, yep, another thing that's just randomly introduced out of nowhere. Iron Tail says he'll finish the clock polishing, and Junior naively agrees with him and gives him the keys. Like, seriously, Junior, didn't your dad say not to lose those things for goodness sakes? Anyways, at the calendar day event, it seems everything is gonna be alright and normal until for some reason the 32nd of March is here. So for some reason this calendar is magic and automatically keeps it going. This is definitely not a normal calendar, and yet they never explain it. After realizing what just happened, Junior runs to the clock only to find that the spring inside the clock is gone. And so with that, he runs away to hopefully fix his mistake. Now once Peter and Donna find out, Peter leaves Elroy in charge of the factory while Peter and Antoine go on to find Junior. Then suddenly, as they're crossing the bridge, a lightning bolt strikes it, breaking it and leaving Peter stranded on the other side, unable to get across, leaving Antoine to go search for Peter on his own. So this is why they left out his butterfly wings, because if he had them, Peter and Antoine would have been able to fly through the different worlds and find Junior faster, probably stopping him in the land of summer, probably. And also, now we hardly see Peter for the rest of the movie until the very ending. While yes, Junior is the main character, Peter was the main character of the first movie, and I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity to expand his character more. You know, for what's meant to be the sequel to his movie, Peter doesn't even get half an hour of screen time. Poor guy. Jeez, this is like Cars 2 all over again. Now, Jackie and Iron Tail are enjoying the end of spring, but then suddenly realize that they need to get rid of summer and fall too. with Jackie seeing this as a beautiful partnership beginning. Also during the scene we got a flashback explaining how Irontail got a signature tail in the first place, explaining how a kid ran it over with roller skates, cutting it right off. But didn't they already explain the backstory in the first movie? I can't really remember. But what we do know is that Irontail used to be called Fluffy, so that's cool I guess. Anyways, we're back with Junior now, and he's still running through to the land of summer where he runs into another new character, known as Flutter the Bird.
Look out! Ow, you hurt my beak.
And after a little bit of talking with his mother and everything, they head off to the clock of summer, only to figure out from a chipmunk that Irontail and Jackie already took the sun from inside the clock, meaning that summer won't come. Flutter was originally about to leave, only to realize he'll have to continue on because of the fact his baby brother won't hatch without summer. Meanwhile, at the factory, everything seems to be shut down with the freeze, and as for Antoine, he's only now made it into summer. Slow low fuck. Whatever happened to your wings? Anyways, we've now gone to the world of fall, where our next new character, Munch, lives. And after getting chased by a cat, she then gets taken by a hawk. Given that Munch is voiced by Miranda Cosgrove, this feels like a funny representation of Dan Schneider being touchy with her back during the days of iCarly. Then we see Junior and Flutter are in here already, and now Flutters is on his way to try and save Munch, only for Munch to again get dropped by the hawk and catched by Junior. Didn't think that through, huh, Flutter? After that, Junior then thinks of a way to try and get Flutter some food for a tree, only for it to fail miserably. Or not. Also, we cut again to Antoine, summer still. Like, seriously, he's going so slow, even for a caterpillar. He's honestly only here because we need one of the original protagonists from the first movie in the plot still. Now anyways, Junior, Flutter, and Munch have made it to the clock of fall, only to see that Irontail and the others have beaten them to it again. Like, seriously, you telling me you guys can't go faster than the speed you're going at? Why does everybody have to be so slow? Luckily, though, Junior has got himself a plan and showers them with pine cones, while Flutter and Munch do the rest. But for some reason, they don't decide to just let Flutter fly up with all of them where they can't reach him. Like, really, the only problem he has up there is Monster-Ear. Unfortunately, though, none of this matters, as Irontail takes them right back and reveals himself. Once they've left, Junior realizes that they're doomed because nothing has gone right since they met, which was like 10 minutes ago. You're acting like it's been an hour. But anyways, now the three of them are in a color land, where Seymour is finally narrating again and breaks the fourth wall, implying that he can likely tell the future as if he's Shulk from Xenoblades.
They should be arriving right about now.
Who should?
You should
Should what?
be arriving, and you're about to ask for my help.
And do you give it to me?
I can't remember. Oh, yes, I do. Follow me.
Which is also because of the fact he mentions Jackie and Irontail's plan before giving the three their own bust-proof bubble. And he also gives Junior some advice about how, while it's important to think about tomorrow, he has to take care of today as well.
I spend so much time dreaming about tomorrow.
It's important to dream about tomorrow, Junior, but you have to take care of today. It's a classic today-tomorrow problem.
And as they're flying for the sky in the bubble, we have a song about Junior and thinking about his dad. Then immediately after, there's a scene where Antoine goes flying off on a leaf and fall. And this is the last time we'll see him for a while, thank God. Meanwhile, the three of our heroes soon come across another new character, known simply as Wind, specifically East by Southwest. And he's able to progress the plot further by helping out our friends and getting them to Winter Ridge faster. So that's good and everything, because he does get us there, only for them to get stuck on some ice. Luckily though, he helps us again. Yay! So now the three successfully make it through into the ice castle, where they can easily make it past the NPC penguin guards. Meanwhile, Jackie and Irontail have just been hanging out, and Jackie is currently making Irontail a new suit. And also we see them banter around. And by the time they're finished, our three heroes have successfully iced out the 3 o'clock pieces and are on another chase through the castle. Oh yeah, and Flutter commits annoying orange by knocking down a chandelier. Then they go down an ice slide as if they're in the magic roundabout. After all that wild drama, the three then find the clock of winter. Unfortunately, though, it ain't easy, as Jackie Jackie Frost and buries them in a snowball. But Junior ends up going into the Clock of Winter where he finds the Snowflake of Winter and takes it out, removing all seasons and causing a giant lightning storm, leaving Junior open for negotiation with the two villains. Luckily though, Munch comes in and uses her DeviantArt fetish powers against Irontail, who then starts a fight with Jackie Frost, causing them to fall into the cliff with the clock pieces. However, thanks to Flutter, he gets all the pieces back. Hooray! And after putting back the snowflake, they're all stuck with no way to get back to their homes. But then suddenly, Antoine is now back with the win here. Why exactly did they not show us this on screen? I have no idea. But hey, it saved us some time in the movie. And one by one, everyone heads home, putting back the clock pieces. And in addition, Munch gets back at the cat, and Flutters gets to see his baby brother born. And once the spring is back in its place, the clouds are finally gone. You know, maybe you guys need a more secure way of protecting the core parts of your clocks. Like, maybe some sort of lockpick or something like that. Then we're finally back with Junior's parents and everything seems to be fine. But then suddenly Irontail and Jackie are here now. Don't get how, honestly. Like, how did they survive that fall? Like, did they have some extra lives or something? So Peter comes in to finally take down Irontail, however can't take him down this time, so luckily Junior comes in and freezes Jackie, but at the same time causes Jackie to freeze Irontail just as he's escaping. And with that, our story is pretty much over, as the Penguins take Irontail and Jackie home, and Seymour finishes up his last narration before we finally end with a rock remix of the Here Comes Peter Cottontail song.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hip-hop Easter's on its way.
And so that was Here Comes Peter Cottontail, the movie. How was it? Well, it was interesting to say the least. Now, I'll admit I do have some nostalgia to it, as I remember during one spring vacation card drive where I watched both this and the original Rankin Bass film. But I feel like it was alright as a sequel to the first movie. Would I watch it again? Not really, but I feel like it's still a good movie in some ways despite the small flaws. Honestly, this film is harmless for what it is. And with that being said, I've been Ryan Jim Bobby, and thank you for watching and have a happy spring.
Hip-hop, happy Easter day.
I would say Easter, but it's not until May, and I really want to get this video out, please. Okay, bye.